Chapter 9, Trouble. While I was waiting for the school bus on Monday, I had a horrifying realization. People were going to ask me why my mom had pulled me out of a dance on Friday night. By the time the bus pulled up at the stop, I was convinced that as soon as I got on, all eyes would immediately swing to the front, pitting me in the merciless glare of a masked teenage inquisition. Of course, nobody even looked my way. Renee Albert went running onto the bus right before me, and if you don't and you don't get a lot of attention if you're walking behind Renee Albert. A 7-foot tall Mickey Mouse could have slipped on in between us, but anyone would have seen but all anyone would have seen was Renee's outfit or her new hair or gigantic charm bracelet Biff had given her when he met her after the dance. So I was okay. I sat down alone in my seat, with my head kind of tucked down into my sweatshirt. It was a really stupid and pointless defense, like when a turtle tucks into its shell because a locomotive is barreling down on it. In my case, and that was the locomotive. She came over to me and completely ignored the fact that I was trying to burrow my way through the bottom of my seat into the luggage compartment. Hi, Stephen. Are you all right? I was worried about you all weekend. Is everything okay at your house? My mom said she saw get well balloons tied to your mailbox the other day. Or are you in trouble for something? Did your parents find out you skipped out of math last week? If that's what it is, I'm so sorry. It's all my fault. I'll tell them if you want me to. It's Annette. It has nothing to do with you. It's a family thing, and I'm fine. I'm fine. So you're not mad at I said I'm fine. Okay, I was just asking. You've changed lately, though. I have not changed lately. Yes, you have. You never do your work anymore. You space out all day unless you're in band, and you yell at me half the time when I try and talk to you. Oh, yeah? If I've changed so much, how come no one else has noticed anything? Well, I think I'm serious in that. Nothing's wrong. Everything's perfectly normal, and I'm just tired of school. That's all. My mom picked me up because we had to go somewhere, and you have to give me credit for at least that last one. I didn't lie to her. All right, Steven, whatever. So, how was your weekend, Annette? Did you practice a lot? Are you going to be ready for Juilliard? I thought for sure I could distract her by starting a discussion about the whole piano genius thing, but it didn't entirely work. She knew something was up. And even if she couldn't immediately tie me down and administer truth serum on a yellow bus in the middle of South Main Street, I could see in her eyes that she was wanting to wrestle the info out of me. Well, the keyboard-themed small talk smoothed over the end of the bus ride anyhow. I made it through homeroom without speaking to anyone and was just settling in for a nice period of off-topic journal writing in Miss Palma's class when the intercom blared, calling me to the office. As I was walking out of class, I could feel two pairs of eyes pinned on me. Miss Palma gave me a sad, sympathetic look, and Annette was studying me like Sherlock Holmes, and I was a handkerchief at the crime scene. The school secretaries told me to walk through the front office into the guidance area. Whatever was about to happen to me apparently had a mental health angle. I had become what my mom refers to as a student concern. The counselor waved me right into her cubically office and gestured toward a seat. I had never been there before, but I got the vibe pretty fast. If you're into pastels and motivational posters, that little cube was definitely the place to be. Stephen, my name is Mrs. Gailey. I called you down today because some of your teachers are concerned about you. Something about this situation got my inner smart mouth child going. I would kind of hope that all my teachers are concerned about me, but if you would kindly tell me which ones aren't, maybe I could buy them an apple or something. Stephen, I think you know what I mean. You're here because you apparently have stopped doing work in all your major subjects. You've never been in any trouble before, but you're suddenly in danger of failing everything across the board. Can you talk to me about why that might be? Well, truthfully, Miss Gailey, you might have heard about the worldwide pencil shortage. I like to think that by skipping my homework, I'm doing my little bit to conserve. Then she did something that generally works pretty well on me. She administered the silent treatment. She just looked at she just looked and looked at me. I tried desperately to occupy my attention by looking at other things in the office. The little poster with the different smiley emotion faces on it, the stuffed animal Garfield on top of the filing cabinet, the jar of candy hearts on the desk. The candy hearts did it in a way. They distracted me from Miss Gailey's stare, but they also made me really want to eat one of them. After the high powered battle of wills reached an unbearable peak of tension, I asked for a candy heart. You want a candy heart, huh? Yes, Miss Gailey. Well, I have a little rule here, Stephen. You talk, you eat. I began to realize, perhaps too late, that I had underestimated this lady. The silence fell over us again. I was not ready to tell anyone about Jeffrey. After 3 weeks of keeping this secret in, I was darned well not going to crack over a stupid piece of penny candy. Just then, the bell rang. Okay, I guess I'll be going now. It was nice meeting you. Thank you for nearly giving me some candy. Hold on, Stephen. You have gym this period, don't you? Yes, why? Did you ever wonder what all your teachers do second period? If every single student on your team has gym? Well, not really. Do they hang out behind the shop room and smoke unfiltered camels? Nope. They all meet with each other. In fact, they're meeting right now. And I'm going to head on down there and meet with them. Do we have to? Yup. Do we really have to? Uh-huh. I started to walk out of the office on a little walk of doom she had arranged for me. Not so fast, Stephen. I whirled back around. Want a candy heart? Okay. I wasn't feeling too proud at that moment. I took a candy heart, and the long walk began. When we walked in, all my major subject teachers were sitting around a huge conference table, drinking coffee, laughing, grading papers. They looked up at me without any surprise on their faces. I'd been set up for sure. Mrs. Gailey led me to a seat and sat down next to me. Next, the teachers started in. Here's what I heard. Stephen, we like you, blah, blah. And you've always been an excellent yada, yada. But suddenly you're not performing up to humph, humph, humph. Your grade in my class has slipped from a 92 to a hugga, hugga, hugga. You're here today because we want to help you understand how to help you with nanny, nanny, nanny. Stephen, can you tell us what's been going on? Stephen? There's nothing going on. I've been busy, with band and jazz band and all city high school jazz band. So I just haven't been home much. At that precise moment, Mr. Watras walked in. What do these people have? Psychic powers or something? Stephen, I'm concerned about your grades too. Your teachers asked me to be here today because if things don't improve, you might not be able to practice or perform with the all-city group. I was thinking, hey, Mr. W, where's all your dude and cat lingo? Now, all of a sudden, you're just, because we're in a big meeting, you're like, Mr. Teacher Man. But I didn't have too long to concentrate on this particular betrayal because Miss Gailey chimed in again. Stephen, nobody wants to punish you, but we need to get to the bottom of this drastic change in your attitude and habits, and we need a commitment from you to do your work. I'll ask you again, is there anything that we should know?